Hi, it's Paul here. I just want to chat for a little bit in my capacity as the General Manager for the Queensland Shakespeare Ensemble. And I really want to just create a little bit of more awareness, I guess, around a lot of the things that I've been sharing on Facebook in regards to the Queensland Shakespeare Ensemble's annual fundraising campaign. It's the first time we've ever done it, and I wanted to just add a little bit more of a personal touch to some of those posts that people have been seeing and really just explain in a little bit more detail some of the activities that we're looking to fund through this campaign. The Queensland Shakespeare Ensemble is an independent theatre company that operates in Brisbane, in Queensland, Australia, and we're small, and the vision that we have is to use Shakespeare as a platform for positive change. Now, it's great. It's a great phrase. I really love it. But what does that mean? So what that means to us is that being a Shakespeare ensemble, the majority of work that we do is steeped in Shakespeare's text. So our main stage play every year is a Shakespeare show. We use Shakespeare as the basis for a number of projects that I'm going to talk about in just a second. But we want to use it more than just as entertainment. A lot of the work that the company does really uses the text of Shakespeare, which covers really the full gamut of human emotion. When you really tap into that, whatever your situation at any time, you will find something in Shakespeare that helps you articulate that emotion. And that's the basis of a lot of the work that we do. And our fundraising campaign is to try and help generate more profile and more money to help us run those projects. So I want to talk about a couple of those projects. So the first initiative I want to talk about is A Night at the Theatre. This is a really great little initiative that came out of us really questioning ourselves and how well we're using Shakespeare as a platform for positive change in all of the work that we do. So when we looked at our main stage show, the main production that we do every year, we realised that yes, we are creating a great night of theatre for people in the community to come and watch. We're creating an excellent night of entertainment. But we really felt like it could go further, and that's where this idea came from. So Sylvan, our partnerships manager and one of our core actors, created this idea called A Night at the Theatre, which very simply is someone can donate the cost of a main stage ticket, which for us is only $30, to our tax-deductible trust fund, and that ticket then is given to one of our community partners. So we've partnered with Red Cross, Communify and AFAMRI to be the recipients of those tickets. So we pass those tickets on to them, and then they actually give those tickets out to people within their network who they think would benefit from a night at the theatre. So it might be carers, it might be volunteers, it might be just someone who's never experienced theatre before. And we had all three of those types of people coming to see the show with tickets from A Night at the Theatre last year. So it's a great initiative, very simple, but has made a massive impact in some people's lives already. So I really encourage you to get behind it. The next project I want to talk about is the Shakespeare Prison Project. Now, this project has been running in our company for just over 10 years. It's the biggest project that we run within the company of this sort, and the basic concept is that we take a team of 4 facilitators into a maximum security prison and work with the inmates weekly over a period of about 3 months. And that culminates at the end with the inmates actually producing and performing their own Shakespeare play. That is to an audience of fellow inmates and invited guests, their families, and also we have the opportunity to sell tickets for general public to go into the prison and watch these shows. I saw my first Shakespeare Prison project a few years ago, and I was blown away. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been in a prison before. I'd never experienced anything like that. And to go in and watch a great production of a very, very low budget Shakespeare show performed by inmates in a prison was just an unbelievable experience, and it was so humbling to see that and really tear down a lot of those preconceptions that you have about incarcerated people. It certainly touched me and and moved me in a way I didn't expect. And a lot of the feedback that we have from people who experience these shows is much along the same lines. It's really valuable to us as a project, based on what we see happening. The feedback that we get from the inmates, the feedback that we get from audience members that go and see it. I know it sounds cliche, but it kind of is changing people's lives. It's really opening people up to the human side of everyone, and that past experiences sometimes don't actually create who you are for the future, and it's an amazing thing to witness. So that's an incredible project that has been running in our company, and this year we are just so blessed from the support of our donors over the last number of years who have consistently given directly to that project. The reputation of that has grown to the point where this year we were able to extend that into a second prison. So it's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, to grow that project. This year we were able to do that, and the first project is finished for the year. We've got the second one coming up in the second half of the year. We are still short of funds at the moment to fully fund that project, and that's obviously, you know, part of the reason for this fundraising campaign. But there's heaps of details about that project on our website. There's links to media releases, reports, news reports, and articles that have been written around it. It's quite an incredible project, and I really encourage you to jump on the website and check it out. I'm just going to run through a couple of the other projects that we do, not because they're any less important, but purely because I'm very conscious of how long this video may be starting to get. So please don't think any less of these projects. They are, in my heart, just as important as everything else. Through the fundraising campaign, we're aiming to re-establish our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander scholarships. So that will allow an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander participant to come and take part in our Linklater voice training or our week-long Theatre of the Oppressed workshops. Last year, we managed to partner with Mates for Mates to run some workshops using Shakespeare's text for military veterans. The company also doesn't just deal with Shakespeare. Shakespeare's always the base we're going to operate from, but we do work involving new developments and non-Shakespearean work, other classics, but also brand new work. So as an example, this year we'll be showcasing Bogger, which is a new play written by our artistic director Rob Pensilfini, and it's essentially a verbatim piece around the inmates and the prison workers from the Boggo Road Jail. Stumbled on that one. Joh Bjelke-Petersen was in power in Queensland. It was a lot happening politically at that time, and it's a really interesting reflection on different aspects of life at that time in and around that prison. The big thing, of course, is the actual running of a company. We have admin fees that we've got to pay, things like storage and government fees. The one thing that we would like to be able to do a lot more is actually pay our team. I did a calculation a few weeks ago, purely as part of my planning for the next few years, on the number of hours donated through myself, the artistic director, the core ensemble. That alone is roughly 10 to 15,000 hours a year that are being donated. We have to exist. This company has to exist. It's doing amazing work, and it is working hard to make sure that it is sustainable and will be here for the long term. It's survived for 15 years, and we want it to survive at least another 50. It's a big ask. We're a little company punching hard above our weight. The work that we are doing that's been, established for years and continuing to grow, in my opinion, it's some of it's groundbreaking, some of it is just vital to helping people have a voice and find a place in community, and that's special. So that's about it. Thank you very much for sticking around this long. If you have done that, I truly appreciate that. I just really wanted to add a bit of a personal perspective to the projects and just how I view them and feel about them and the work that we're doing. So I really appreciate you stopping by to listen and just taking the time to hear what I had to say. So thank you very much. If you are interested in talking more about the company or the projects, feel free to send me a message. Clearly, I like to talk about things. So email me, Facebook message, Instagram DM, Snapchat, whatever it is that you use. I may be on it. But I'll stick all my socials in the comments below so that you can get in touch with me if you're interested in talking further. I totally understand that not everybody is in a position to give financially to a campaign like this. Totally understand that. One of the greatest things that will help us in the long term to be able to keep delivering and growing our ability to deliver these projects and do this type of work is attention. It's people seeing our work. It's people seeing our company. It's people knowing that we exist. We really don't have a massive footprint, and any more attention that we can focus onto the company and the work that it's doing will help us grow and help us become even more sustainable for the future, so that we can continue to develop these projects and other projects like them, because I don't think that that focus of giving back to community in that way is going to go anywhere within this company. That's there to stay. It's kind of the bedrock of how we operate now. Please, if you are able to give or not financially, share as much of this stuff as you can for us. We're running this campaign through to the end of June, so the more attention that we can get around the work that we're doing, the greater impact we can actually have for the people in our community. So thanks very much.